Hey bookworms, and welcome back to Get Me a Library. Today I'm reviewing Being Alpha. Being Alpha is the 7th book in the Alpha Girl series by Aileen and Erin. So for the past 7 weeks I have been just reviewing that book. I did review the Cool Prince while I was waiting for this one to come out. But this, I believe, is the last one in the series. The next one in the series is about 2 other characters. So this is the last one where we're actually with Tessa and Dastien, I believe, unless Aileen decides to write another one. And I have to wait for that one. Okay, so this one is, from the first time Tessa met Dastien, life has been quiet. The evil witch Luciana is 6 glorious feet under. St. Ailbe's is closed due to human trespassers, and people are finally getting used to the fact that supernaturals exist in the world. It seems like the perfect time for a honeymoon. After travelling to Dastien's house in Provence, clubbing in Paris, and attending Meredith and Donovan's full moon ceremony in Ireland, Tessa and Dastien head to the Caribbean. Their trip is turning out to be the honeymoon that fantasies are made up of: sunset cruises, long walks on the beach and every romantic cliché you can imagine. Tessa couldn't be happy, except that Tessa's visions are on the fritz. She hopes that means that nothing is brewing, that everything is quiet because all is well. But Tessa has never been one to assume anything. When she's magically attacked and nearly dies, Tessa knows that she can't ignore the signs anymore. Something huge is on the way. As much as she doesn't want to call an end to their 6-week honeymoon, it's time to head back to Texas. Whoever's messed with Tessa is in for a rude awakening, because if there's one thing that rogue witches and werewolves have taught her, it's how to be alpha. It took me such a long time to finish this book, and I think it's because I kind of got a little bit bored of Tessa and Dastien. Nothing wrong with them necessarily, but I think she kind of annoyed me after a while. I'd read the book Shattered Pack with Meredith and Donovan and absolutely loved going to Ireland. I loved being with Claudia and Lucas in Peru, and the rest of the books is obviously about Tessa because she's the main character, but it was just too much Tessa again, and parts of me doesn't like Tessa, but part of me does like Tessa. I think it's just, I've read a series for 7 weeks now, and I was just starting to get a little bit bored with it. So it took me a lot longer to finish, and I finally finished it last night. So basically this one is Tessa and Dastien on their honeymoon. So they've finally got married, they've had their full moon ceremony, everything's happened with Luciana is now stopped. Claudia is now okay with Lucas. We've got loads of little things that have just like finished. Meredith now had her full moon ceremony with Donovan and Ireland, so everything's all just settled, so it's all quiet. And then all of a sudden one of the 7 dies. Well, actually he gets murdered, and that is really bad because the 7 that they killed is such a strong alpha. He's so strong, and now he's died. No, it's not Donovan, don't worry. It's not Sebastian either, don't worry. So it's not the, you know, the main ones, although there is a main one, but still. It's not those. I was like, when I read it, I was like, what? Someone died? Huh? Who? Donovan? No. But it's okay, it's not Donovan. So, who killed him? Well, it happens to be one of the horriblest demons from hell. Can't pronounce the name, not going to try. But that, you know, that keeps it with the non-spoiler part of this review. So basically he is so bad, he's one of Satan's people, and one of Satan's demon guys, and he's horrible. So he has somehow got a tie with Tessa, so he can't control her or possess her like demons or anything like that, but he can basically find her and try and drag her to hell, which is probably scary still. So that is basically the story of what's happening. So they need to try and destroy this demon and stop whatever Luciana had created. So even though she's not here anymore, she's still basically messing with them because she's left behind a circle and this demon and whatever. So in good pack fashion, they all get together to destroy this beast, this being. And they do fail. They fail quite a lot in this actually, and it's quite good because everything has been bad, and you know, it's not all been plain sailing, but it seems to be like everything's sort of gone well now. They've done really good, like nothing really bad has happened. Like when you've read books before and you've got like a pack or you've got a group of people, like in Bitten, someone is going to die that's important to the pack. In this, no one in their friendship circle has died, and I don't know whether that was something that perhaps should have happened. I'm glad it didn't, but I don't know, like it didn't seem like it was supposed to happen, but because nothing like that had happened, it was like, oh, is something going to happen to these people now? Like I know the witches were killed, and they died in the last books, and there was Lucinia's son, but no one in their like inner circle has died. So when it comes to battling him, there are some scenes where I'm like, oh my god, someone could like die, like they might not be here anymore. So they all decide to create like a 7, but something different, because where the 7 is broken, this is how this demon has sort of got in with them, if that makes sense. Like because the 7's magic has stopped and the Fae have left, it's weakened the supernatural world and the veil that they're able to go through, so it means that the demons are finding it easier to sort of come through. And it's got something to do with the magic that was used to make the 7 not being there anymore, and you know, it sort of made like the balance go a bit funny. We meet a new character as well. He's not an angel, but he's not a demon. He's sort of in the middle. He's like an anarchy or something like that. And you know, he's pretty cool. His name's Eli, I believe. I can't remember now. It was only yesterday I finished this book, but I think it just took me forever to bloody get into it. That is basically the story. They're trying to fight another demon. I mean, come on. But yeah, I was really looking forward to this book, and I don't know if I liked it as much as the others, but I'm trying not to base it on the fact that I've just been reading this series non-stop for like 7 weeks because it was 7 books, or if it's because there was actually like a reason as to why I didn't like it. But I think it might be because Tessa's starting to get on my nerves. But yeah, there's a new character in it as well, and she's really cool. She can sort of like go into the other world and this world. She's like 1 step on each side and she's walking, and I think that's really cool, and she was a really good character as well. But I just kind of feel like this book didn't actually need to happen. The next book is about Chris and Cosette, and they're going to the Fae world because he's basically admitted that she's his mate. His heart is saying that she's my mate. My wolf has accepted her as my mate, but I can't be with her because in the Fae world, and we do actually get to go to the Fae world in this book for like 1 chapter. But I kind of feel like, thinking about it now, this book didn't necessarily need to happen. I feel like the other book, I know the last book was with Meredith and Donovan, but I feel like they could have had the Chris thing in there, so we didn't need to meet Eli. We could have met Eli, and they could have made this, you know, circle thing. So I think like if she'd pushed these books that way, or if this book had been like a half and half thing, it just had like a little bit of a story about what was happening with them. Like, have you read the Lunar Chronicles when they have the Stars Above book, and it just has like short stories from each of the characters? If she'd done something like that with this book, and then did like the Cosette and Chris book, I think that would have worked better, and I would have liked it more, instead of having a whole book on them fighting another demon. And like, there was a lot of good stuff in this book, so don't get me wrong, but there was a lot of stuff where I was just like, oh, this is dragging on so much. And I think because I loved all the other characters, like I loved Claudia, I loved Lucas, Chris, Cosette, you know, I did like Dastien as well, and Donovan and Meredith, and there's all these characters that I really, really loved in the book, and I think that's why I carried on reading it. But other than that, I don't know. Like, I've kind of given the other ones, like Shatterpack and Baruja, I've given them like a 5-star, I think. So I've given them 5 teacups, but this one I'm giving it a 3 because it was just, I don't think that it really needed to happen. Oh, I'm getting better at giving like bad reviews, I think. I don't know, let me know down below. But yeah, I think that it didn't really need to happen, if I'm honest. But yeah, that's the end of my book review. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you bookworms soon. Bye.